Hello everybody and welcome to yet another edition of Bill Chasing the Movies as we roar on through 2010 as we're approaching the vast end of the year and the Oscar contenders start coming out, and I'm going to begin with one right now. The first movie I am reviewing is The Social Network, and this was a movie I was expecting to be very good, and I got more than I bargained for. Now, I gotta say, famed director David Fincher, of course, best known for films like Fight Club, he takes every square millimeter of this film and really just makes it significant in every way, shape, and form. Now, also I gotta give credit to Aaron Sorkin too, with this brilliant script, worthy of enshrinement in the Smithsonian for movie scripts. Because seriously, that's just how good this movie is. And Jesse Eisenberg, Andrew Garfield, and Justin Timberlake all give performances to these characters that hit the proper pitch without going over or under what is necessary, and they're not dead in the water like some of these characters in these type of movies can be. They are just who they are, people, but very important people, I might add. Anyway, they're not caricatures, they're not cliches. There's no heroes, there's no anti-heroes, just people. Now, this movie is, of course, the story of the creation of the phenomenon known as Facebook, which today has made CEO Mark Zuckerberg a net worth of $25 billion. Now, I gotta say, Zuckerberg here, played by Jesse Eisenberg, really jumps out of the whole Michael Cera shadow here with just a sharp and unbelievably aggressive performance here. Now, another thing too is that I don't think Cera would be capable of doing a performance like this normally, but at the same time though, Eisenberg seems to have that extra something that Cera doesn't have in terms of acting ability. What that specifically is, I don't know, but whatever it was, he showed it in this very movie. Now, of course, we jump from scenes in this film from 2003 when the concept was being imagined and starting to get brought to life, and of course, we also get the deposition scenes where Zuckerberg is being sued by several people for taking the idea all his own, others claiming that it was theirs. Now, the movie doesn't simply tell the story; it captures it, and the concepts of what Facebook is meant to be, from the I guess you could say the statuses to the photos and the overall idea of what he wants to accomplish with it are all told in this film. It's matched into the overall statement that this movie is trying to make. Now, Eisenberg plays Zuckerberg as ambitious, as unrelenting, and even somewhat losery. Now, if that's a word, I mean, but also seemingly not, I would say soulless at times, but just really just a goat. Like, he knows his goal and what he wants to do with it and stuff like that. But at the same time, though, he doesn't know how to completely relish in it because, well, really, with all the lawsuits and whatnot, he's not given the time. Now, this film does have a weird balance, and this film is very careful not to overdo the traits of these character points that Eisenberg is trying to get with the Zuckerberg person. Now, the character of Eduardo here, played extremely well by Andrew Garfield, whose character in the hands of any other filmmaker would probably just be the secondary foil to our lead character without any depth or power to the story. Here he lends more than any other secondary character ever could, and who is either, I guess you could say, it's the balance of being either one of two things. Now, again, Eduardo is, of course, the supposed co-creator of Facebook, but it's either that he couldn't handle the growth of the phenomenon, or who he is someone who is betrayed. Now, they show us, despite what he says, it could have been either one of those things. Really, it's up to us kind of to figure that out. Also, Justin Timberlake is very good here as charismatic Napster brain trust Sean Parker. Now, he is rebel unapologetically in what his venture has gotten him. How accurate? No, and that's the thing. But how accurate are these, portraits? I gotta say. And the fact is, I don't know and I don't care. Let the others try to sit and decipher fact from fiction or whatever. What matters on screen, at least, is our own guiltless pleasure, and which Sorkin really ensures with his just eloquently, I guess, say, fast and furious dialogue in this film. Now, maybe that's why Fincher, on the surface, a completely unlikely director for this type of film, is so completely at home with it. Now, the courtroom or dorm room, it doesn't matter. It's masterful, it's energizing, it's very wordy script, but yet it's really just fiery, rapid-fire exchanges that are really smart, but at the same time natural and normal. And it could have been a dry legal spat into a verbal fight club, I guess is the one analogy I heard. Now, a movie like this doesn't come along that often. Going into what I was direly hoping that would be just a good film, it just turned out to be one of the best of the year. And I gotta give credit to all the performers here as well as everybody involved. This is just what you would completely call a team effort. This isn't just about how a web phenomenon got started. It really gets under the seamy underbelly. This isn't a reading what we already know from Wikipedia type story. Now, I love the idea behind this movie because I reviewed a movie not long ago called Middleman starring Luke Wilson. And let me tell you, it really, it was about how, of course, a phenomenon was created, of course, called internet pornography. But at the same time, it was really a good film that had a good idea, but it was lacking everything that this film definitely had. Now, it's nice to see that The Social Network does that. It's nice to sit in the theater to have an experience that hits you hard in the face with it, but at the same time entertains us, and with its captivating story. Now, I will say this much. I hope the Academy is watching, because this is a movie you definitely have to watch out for. I think the actors need to be looked at. I think Fincher needs to be looked at, Sorkin. Everybody involved needs to be looked at. The Social Network does definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, get the perfect 5.